I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got it. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough time. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping.
People, we back, baby. As you already know, there's a multitude of things going on with life. Let's put it like that. But with that being said, I am your man, K Marvel.
Yes. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy QS.
Hello, everybody. I am Stretch.
Stryker Dragoon here, as always.
And we are your four corners of commentary. Plateau. Well, with that being said, gentlemen. Oh man, so we know our personal lives has been kind of all over the place because that's what life does, right? Life be lifing. But in the wrestling world, life has also been lifing. There's been a lot of stuff going on. Let's just cover the quick bases since we weren't on last week. Cody Rhodes and Bayley are your 2024 Royal Rumble winners. What else is going on? Bayley has chosen Io Sky to face off at WrestleMania, to which we'll do a very small part of getting into that because right now that is the only official match of WrestleMania. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see what else. CM Punk is hurt. Got hurt during the Royal Rumble. He's out for, I believe, I believe anywhere from 7 to 9 months.
September the latest.
Yeah. Seth Rollins is hurt, but Seth Rollins is still on screen, and he's hoping that he could wrestle for WrestleMania. Still champion, so that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
I mean, shit, with all the headbutts, we don't know if he'll make it.
Yo. Yeah, so look, man, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in general. Wait, don't forget what? I'm sorry, I missed it.
And Vince McMahon is a sex pest. Don't forget that one.
Oh yeah. And
We're getting there. We're getting there. More news has also come out. Oh man, gotta love wrestling, huh? Oop, my bad. So as a matter of fact, why don't we start off with the heavy stuff?
Yeah.
Let's go with boom. So the most recent news of the stuff with Vince and him pooping on a girl's face and doing all this nasty, crappy stuff. Sorry, nasty, crap. Sorry, play on words. Is that John Laurinaitis, former head of talent relations and Vince McMahon's right hand, his lawyers has told him to stay quiet.
And right hand.
And and I believe they also said that now I'm blanking out. I apologize. I was doing better at this. basically they're saying that the way it seems to the public eye is that Johnny Ace is out here spilling the beans. So, and that's the other part of the news of the week or 2 weeks that I did not mention. Brock Lesnar has been removed from the cover of the 40 year of WrestleMania edition. He also he's also no longer in Supercard.
Yeah.
They immediately took him out of WWE Supercard, and they said that they are going to make his presence in the 2K24 video game a lot less.
So
yeah, man, this is just getting uglier and uglier.
So does that
just to add to that?
So does that really confirm that? I guess that Lesnar versus Taker at WrestleMania 30 is that being scrapped from the showcase, or are they just going to keep it? They're just not going to show him in the media aspect. That's what I would want to know.
Well, here's the thing, Q, is that they said that they were going to lessen his presence.
Right.
I think the loss of the streak is too important to not have in this game.
I mean, because I was going to say, I was be like, if they're lessening it,
don't forget that also means
the streak never happened. The streak never got broken.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
That other match doesn't count. You saw it on the last ride. You saw it on the last ride. You saw it on the last ride. He said he said he apologized to Roman, saying that it wasn't his best. They both understood that match is water under the bridge. That match never counted. We don't bring that one up.
Okay.
The lies you tell.
That's what you want to go back and watch the documentary. Y'all can go back and watch it. That is in
the annals of history.
Like, all I know that if that match is not there, that means that the match never happened. So that means the streak is in. Nope, exactly. Yes. Taker's 22-0. If that's what they're gonna say, 22-0. So that means it never happened.
Absolutely not.
The streak stayed alive. But honestly,
absolutely not.
It is very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate to see, seeing Lesnar. The fact that he was even a part of this shit, it makes it more disgusting. It's sad that a man whose legacy that we all we did actually enjoy, a guy who we had thought to think that was actually like a pretty cool guy. Even like I said, I've met the guy in person, and I've always said he seemed pleasant. He's always was kind. He always seemed nice. So even see all of these allegations, to see all of these allegations come out, it is disturbing, and it is unfortunate that he even was a part of it. So, obviously 2K, all of them, they're doing their due diligence on a marketing aspect, because again, sexual assault in any way, shape, or form is not okay. It's not something to scoff at or ignore. So they're doing their due diligence, and if that means that they have to erase him, and if they have to give Lesnar the Benoit treatment, it's unfortunate that it had to be such a decorated athlete. But he has to go. That is what it is. It's gonna suck for us that do enjoy playing WWE 2K. We're not gonna have Lesnar there anymore. If he's like, if they come out and just visibly say that he's completely out of the game, then yeah, that's gonna suck, because again, a lot of people do enjoy playing as him. But it is what it is. You got to take a stand for something. No, go ahead.
Real quick, I'm sorry, Stryker. So just to counteract what you're saying, right? My only thing about fully erasing him from the annals of history is that I feel that he had too many important moments for them to fully do that. If that makes sense.
I could say, let me say this. I can understand what you're saying with that. You can't take this away from Brock Lesnar. Yes, in the history books, he's on paper youngest WWE champion, Division One champ, UFC. current UFC was a UFC champion, was a phenom in that, was a phenom when he came in, when he came into
Not
WWE,
the
was
UFC champion.
the UFC champion. He is the one in 21 in 1. He is the one that you could say he is the one that broke the fucking streak. He's the only man that it made sense for to break the streak because he was the only one with that star power to do it. Granted, it makes sense. I mean, at a time before Roman came into Evolve, he was the longest reigning Universal Champion of all time before Roman came into this bullshit. The point, but again, it's just like you may not be able to erase him from the books. They still haven't erased Benoit from the history books. They just don't talk about it. But what they're just not going to do, they're just not going to talk about Lesnar anymore, and it sucks. It does suck because again, it would have been.
That's a good segue.
Because again, it would have been cool to see. Because again, it's always cool at WrestleMania. He's not in there at all anymore. It would have been cool to see Lesnar in the Royal Rumble because of this whole shit with Vince and these allegations. That wasn't a thing. Of course, that was given to Braun Breaker.
Which is better.
But when you really think about it, it actually would have been funny to see Lesnar, especially with the run that he was having in this current run of his career. It would have been funny to see Lesnar versus the Judgment Day. It would have been funny to see Brock Lesnar versus Dominic because you know in your heart of hearts, Dominic wasn't winning that shit. No, it's just like you knew that. But at the same time, Lesnar would have been funny enough to make it.
And even right, and that's the thing, right? Dom is at such a position now that that Lesnar trusted to work with him. Now, granted, also Lesnar's probably also one of those people that has known Dom since he was a kid.
He was a kid because again, he knows his dad.
So
it works.
He saw him grow. Right, to an extent, he watched him grow up. To an extent,
yeah,
right, because we don't know how close him and Brock and Ray are. But besides that,
now to the point of but I also like. For what you were saying originally, this whole with Laurinaitis, him being told to stay quiet by the lawyers, it's very disgusting work when you see two sex pests basically turning on each other, and they're trying to sit there. It's like he's trying. No matter what John Laurinaitis tries to say in the situation, you still were a part of the fucking ring. Right. You were a part of the sex trafficking. You could sit here and you cannot spin this and try to sit here and say like, oh, you were a victim in this too. You're not a victim. You were just as guilty as your boss was. You were, if anything, you were his right-hand man. You were his right-hand man in the situation. It's like New Jack City, like fucking Nino Brown and G Money turning on each other. Right. When in all cases, G Money and Nino, y'all were doing the dirt as well. Y'all were both doing the bullshit. It's not it's not one or the other. If you was with him with the sex trafficking when everybody else was unaware about shit going on, you need to just standing in shit. That is you are your brother's keeper. You are your brother's keeper, Johnny. Standing in shit.
Does that mean that Brock was Kareem Akbar, the educated brother from the bank?
Probably so.
Where he snitched out Kareem wasn't even the head, but he snitched out.
I'm not gonna lie, Stretch. If this goes to trial, I wouldn't be surprised if motherfuckers end up trying to say that, like, yo, Brock.
But you absolutely
Brock did all this shit. This is gonna get this.
That poor girl and
yo. Can we stop comparing? Can we stop comparing them to people from a great movie in Black History Month? We do that in March.
You know what? You're absolutely right because
who's Pookie?
No, you're absolutely right because we shouldn't be. We're not. All jokes aside, for real. All jokes aside, we're not even supposed to be comparing Vince and Johnny Ace to Nino Brown and G Money. That's for Carmelo and Trick Williams. That's for those two. That's where it goes with. That's where it goes with.
Because you make an excellent point. Johnny Ace is not a whistleblower.
Yeah.
Ace is not some brave man that is, finally blowing the whistle on WWE when their horrible culture, whatever horrible culture they may have had or still have. We don't know, right? Johnny Ace is a man who is named in this lawsuit that is trying to protect his own ass by any means. He's a stool pigeon. He's abuser in his own right. Johnny Ace deserves no flowers for what he's doing. So please do not cape for Johnny Ace in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck Johnny Ace, fuck Vince McMahon, fuck anybody else who is compliant.
Yeah, like no matter what, like the worst thing that could happen, the worst thing that Vince would hope for this is is if this shit really
This shit
does
go
go
to
to
trial.
trial. It's like, and the fact that the feds are now involved in this is like, bro, you would really hope that this doesn't go to a trial. You would hope that if this is what you did wrong, we already know what you did, but you might as well just settle with Miss Grant. Just settle with Miss Grant and give her as much money as that she's owed, because
at this point,
she needs that justice.
To be 100% honest, and you can speak on this, QS, because you're the only one here who actually has a degree in criminal justice. So you probably know, like, if there's any one of us that is like more equipped to talk about this stuff, it would be you. More than likely, this shit is going to settle out of court. Like, more than likely, that's just the nature of the justice system. As far as this case is concerned, I'm not talking
even granted, the feds will do their thorough investigation. One thing about,
I don't look into them, but
they'll do their thorough investigation, because one thing about the feds, one thing about the FBI is once they do probing, once they do an investigation on you, they're gonna find what they need to find, no matter what. If they're able to, there's gonna be no stone unturned. There's gonna be nothing will be everything will be flipped over and left asunder. If they want to get you, they're gonna get you. But if it was for Vince's best interest, it would be best for him too. If this is in civil court, he needs to just settle. He would have to settle. It's like Diddy and Cassie. Like, you see how Diddy made sure that this didn't actually go to trial. He settled. That was the quickest. That was the quickest settlement he ever had to do. It's like that's how you have to do it, because again, yes, settling out of court does actually show. It does in the court of public opinion shows admission of guilt. It's just like, oh wow, you did it that quick. So that definitely means that you did it. But in the same time, it's like you don't want it to go to trial, because if this goes to it, because if this civil court, if this whole thing turns into like further into like a defamation lawsuit, and it actually goes to trial, it'll get worse. It's like Donald Trump now having. It's like Donald Trump now to have to pay that woman 83.6 million. Like, if it has to get that far, you're taking it that far to go into court. These are the consequences that will happen. You'll be paying more money than you thought than what they were asking for. So just like for the best interest, it would be best for like Vince to settle out of court.
Not only that, but that laundry list of shit that came out, it's going to be documented that all that shit is happening. So if you're getting the FBI involved, that means that like, everything that is brought out is true.
And then you also need to think about, the victim as well. Like, for it to go to trial, for the victim, you don't want to have that victim go and relive this whole thing all over again, all over again, just because Vince is trying to he wants to clear his name. And it's like, Vince, if you really had if he still has a hint of decency left in him, or a hint of humanity left, you wouldn't even want to make it go this far. It's like, it's already far enough. You've already resigned. Just give the money and go away from everybody and just stay away. Now, granted, I know this. It doesn't mean that just because it's Johnny Ace and Vince basically Johnny Ace basically trying to turn on Vince, and it's like this whole thing, you're going to turn on each other. It doesn't mean that I don't necessarily think obviously yes, there's still more heads that need to be brought in. There's still more heads that probably
for sure.
The announcement's happening, so I'm gonna listen in a minute, and while I'm here on the pod as well. So give me a second.
I got you. No, it's gonna probably get even worse. It's gonna get even worse.
Yeah, definitely. Look, let's jump off this topic. I really didn't even want to talk about Lauren that long, but I know we bounced around a little bit.
Like, to be 100% honest, like, we are ill-equipped to talk about the legal ramifications of what all this is going to mean, where this is going to go. Definitely. We can speculate like everybody else. Like, for example, I think QS, like I said before, he's really like the only bona fide one that can talk about that, because he has a degree in the subject matter that we're talking about, which is the legal system. And he's absolutely right. Like, it is in Vince McMahon's best interest to essentially settle out of court with this young lady, because if this gets to discovery, then they're going to start digging into shit and heads are going to roll if this gets to discovery. It's plain and simple, right? I think the one definitive thing that we can say from all this, fuck what was going on in that company, or even it still is. We have no idea, right? Things need to change. I hope this is the first start to, I guess, and I hate to use this term because it's a term that essentially came from Donald Trump, of draining the swamp, right? Like, the change in the culture needs to happen there if it hasn't already.
Yeah.
And hopefully this is the start of getting those people some justice. People that were wronged.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say I think that the culture is definitely changing. Just by listening to people who do work, who are working there, whether it's a wrestler or working behind the scenes, I've heard definitely that the atmosphere is a lot better. Um, they care about you and seeing your family more and things like that. And these are the values that you would want to see in a big company like that. You know what I mean? Um, and that's just coming as a father. But let's jump to a different topic. We real quick. So we were going to cover AEW at TD Garden, which is the arena that they're at tonight. Or when you hear this, it's Wednesday. Um, um, but his announcement is pretty much that there's a pay-per-view in March. It's coming to the TD. Yay. Great. Good job, Tony. You could have did that on Twitter.
Once again,
Anyways,
it's going
what
to
happened?
change the wrestling landscape. We know it's Mercedes Moné is going to debut. Like, okay, like you're making it a big deal. The special is called Big
I mean, as he
Business
should,
for
if
that
it's her.
Wednesday.
Oh,
I
yeah,
completely
that's
get
her.
it. So, like, come on.
It's definitely her.
The first S in business is $. Can you make it more obvious? The Last Dance was in Chicago. Who the hell was debuting at that point? It was CM Punk.
Yeah.
You do this every time.
Right. It's
You
about
make an announcement of an
right.
announcement. Come on.
It's about not making it obvious. Not making it obvious. Like you're supposed to leave us guessing, not
And then you're
give us the answer.
embellishing.
You
Oh
feel
my
me?
God, it's
Right.
going to change the wrestling landscape. It's the most important night of professional wrestling. Okay. Inflate
Because
this
WrestleMania isn't a
Mercedes
thing.
Moné's ego. Right. But inflate Mercedes Moné's ego more. You're paying her out, I'm pretty sure, a pretty penny. And that's fine. But okay, you're now getting your women's division together. And she has what opponent? She probably has maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 decent opponents. Come on now.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, he's not
there
wrong
is
there.
one that everybody's. It's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. They do that to pop a rating. That's not wrong. He's not wrong. I mean, I see it for what it is, and for better or worse, knowing his fan base is going to tune in every time he says that. It's fucking genius. I don't hate him for it. I think it's fucking stupid because I can see see the intention behind it.
It's not stupid. You know what it is? It's like it's that old saying.
Out more though. I will say
it's not. It's the old saying. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
If it ain't broke,
Right.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This clearly, it's always worked for him because this is. I would say this would work even better if social media and the dirt sheets weren't like as rampant. If they didn't have. If we didn't get all these leaks, didn't get these leaks, so we didn't get these big dirt sheet bombs, and there's nothing against the dirt sheets because again they got to get paid too. This is how they get their money. This is how they work. This is how they they got to put food on their table. But I'm saying if they didn't have this, then yeah, these big announcements would have been like, oh shit, this is astronomical. Because again, now granted, yes, dirt sheets they've been around even when we were growing up. They've been around since then. But back then, like I said, it wasn't as rampant and big. We didn't have the internet. When we had our internet growing up, we had dial-up. We had AOL dial-up. Like nobody knew. Like now, obviously, in this is a whole different aspect. It's a whole different era. Everything has changed. So it's just like the element of surprise is just gone. So it's just like you're just anticipating when it's going to happen. So that's why I say like when you can't be surprised that when it happens, it's just like, well, we already knew it was coming. Like it's like you're fooling yourself you tried to fool yourself to make yourself surprised and that's just like, well, you didn't have to do that. You already knew it was happening. You knew it was coming. Because everybody has a plug. Everybody has a plug or has somebody that works for this company that is giving you this exclusive. It's the only way you're even able to learn these big news or these big leaks, these breaks, is because somebody in the company is just giving it to you. Everybody got and almost everybody got a source. Shit, I wouldn't be surprised if very soon the Four Corners of Commentary probably had a source for one of these companies. I wouldn't be surprised. It's just be like, oh, it's just customary. Everybody got a source. It's just a matter of if you want to believe it or not.
Right.
Let me text my source now and tell them to lay low. No, listen, man. Dirt sheets for better or for worse have nope. Let me rephrase that. The internet. No, let me rephrase that too. Social media has changed everything. Period. But man, listen. Oh, side note to jump on what Stryker was talking about earlier. Big business, Mercedes Moné could also be Okada too. Makes sense.
Could be a double. Could be an Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson moment.
Could be. Have those two
it's 2 months
start
out
a
of his
faction right there and then.
I mean, they could. The hug could signify something. We could have a very much so faction happening. I mean, you got Chaos Mini in AEW, so why not?
Yeah, best friends is true.
Best friends in Chaos, yeah, it works.
Shit, they might just be able to. He might just call it Chaos. Like it might just be Chaos. Like just an extension. If they let Jay White and the rest of them go around with the Bullet Club name, I don't see them not doing that for Okada. Okada has been New Japan's top star for the last
decade,
8, 9, 10 years. Yeah,
close
so
to a decade.
All right, let's switch off real quick. Let's talk about something a little more fun. Earlier, I mentioned one of the Royal Rumble winners. That Royal Rumble winner I'm talking about is Bayley. So, for the only confirmed match at WrestleMania 40, it will be the 2024 Royal Rumble Women's Royal Rumble winner Bayley versus the current WWE Women's Champion Io Sky. On Friday, we did see that Bayley knew all along that they were talking crap about her. To which, if you're a fan, you know she speaks Japanese. She's heavy into the culture. I'll get to that, Carbon. I got you. But so she realized it, and then the turn happened. Io and Bayley, they jumped Bayley. Io's in the back, just kind of like talking crap. Bayley grabs the pipe, hits Asuka, hits
Kyrie.
Thank you. Then, yeah, I got you. And then she's about to swing. Her and Io's holding up the title. They kind of stop, and you can see the pain in Bayley's face, right? Io jumps out.
You could see it on both sides because Io was kind of scared and kind of nervous at the same time too. That's why she didn't necessarily hit Bayley. So the Kabuki Warriors were the ones trying to tell her to, hey, we need to break this off with the Bayley situation.
Well, here's the thing too, right? Bayley has scorned both Asuka and Kyrie.
Yep.
So they have that history. Io doesn't. So that I think this is going to end up being a very compelling story. I think they're going to be able to get it across well. And honestly, man, Bayley, Io, not that I think we all kind of saw that this was where it was going. But I think that this could steal the match for Mania. This match could steal the show for Mania. I think there's a high possibility. Bayley has been one of the top women in the WWE since NXT. Io has been top around the world. I think with their chemistry, and they know each other really well. And look, they've been riding together for how long now? 2 years? Damage Control has been around for like 2 years now.
Yeah, just
about.
about.
So, it's not like they haven't been able to get to know each other. Once again, I think this is going to be an amazing match. Can't wait to talk about this before Mania when once we have some more storyline things happen and stuff like that. My question for you guys: what do you think is going to happen with Dakota?
I think because
Because I have my thoughts already.
I mean, she's still out on injury, right? I think she should be due back. She should be due back soon.
Not for long.
Oh, not for long. Yeah, it's that. So she's that
Very
injury.
soon.
She's coming off that injury. She's coming off that injury very soon. I think it's really going to be a point of where Dakota's going to have to try to draw a line in the sand. She's going to have to decide whether she's going to be still aligned with Damage Control and probably end up being the actual leader of Damage Control. I really do think that's where it's going to lead. It's probably going to be like she's the leader and it's all of Damage Control and Bayley's alone. Or if not,
she might be the X Factor. She's the X Factor in the match.
She really is, because it's going to be a make or break. Because again, Bayley already is like alone. She's alone in all of this. Like she has to because again, she's really ousted because it's Io, Kyrie, and Asuka. She's already ousted because of those three. But now it's going to be like, all right, it's up to Dakota. Like, are you going to be trying to be the backup for Bayley? Are you going to be the reason Bayley ends up winning this title? Or are you going to be the reason that Bayley loses this fucking title at WrestleMania? And that's going to be and I feel like that might be a bigger backlash right there. Because again, Bayley is finally getting her WrestleMania moment. She's finally really getting it. And this is going to be a chance like her winning the big one winning the women's championship at WrestleMania. That's big. But if but obviously, she loses, that's going to turn everybody a little sour. It's going to, the discourse that's going to come. It'll be like, oh, Bayley's being buried. Oh my God. Like you did all of this all for Bayley.
The typical
losing.
BS.
Yeah. It's not fair, but it's like, I think like Bayley has to start to has to find out. I think during this storyline is going to be like, well, if Bayley's already technically, it seems like it's a Damage Control civil war. Bayley is going to have to finally sit back and realize like, well, is she good? I don't want her to go back to hugger Bayley. I don't want her to go back to the hugger.
She won't.
But I want her to. But she may need to do a little bit of a road to redemption with other people because she's going to need allies to take out Damage Control. And I think Dakota is going to probably put her line in the sand by Elimination Chamber. She's gonna show it.
I have an opinion on that.
That'll be interesting.
I think if Bayley loses, it is the Cody story all over again, but with Bayley. Bayley has been damn near, I would say, red hot or white hot since she's turned heel, and to hear the pop that she got upon her turning in her promo, it's on Cody levels of cheers that she was getting during that promo. So I don't think she needs anything but some backup. She doesn't need to change her character. She can still be the annoying, you know what it is? She can be, and I hate to do comparisons, but I'm just trying to give a visual of the character or the essence of the character. Seth is a tweener. Bayley can be a tweener. She doesn't have to change anything about her character. Only reason I say that is, you disagree?
Yeah, I disagree with Bayley being a tweener because they've been playing to the sympathies of her, knowing that they are talking about her in a different language.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something, I'm not trying to even go too deep into all this, but I'm pretty sure that's something that we as people, when I say people, I'm just going to come out and say it, we as minorities have experienced in other spaces. That's something I think a lot of people can relate to.
Right.
Maybe not even just minority. I'm pretty sure there's some people who've gone into spaces and may not have a command of a certain language, or have gone to other countries and do not have a command of a certain language. and they've been actively talked about by people there. That is a very shrinking feeling. Like you can tell when somebody's talking about you, whether it's even in a different language or not.
Right.
And to have like that very uneasy feeling of being in a space like that is something I think a lot of people can relate. So I don't agree with her being a tweener. Like Seth, I can see it 100%. Like Seth could probably say and do some shit tomorrow, and like people will eventually turn on him. Like if he just like, let's say like attacked Cody Rhodes, people would turn on him immediately.
Right.
Bayley not so much. Like not at
in a heartbeat.
And she's kind of due like for a face turn, I would say.
Right, but
she's been a heel for 5 years.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is, I think she can still have that snarky attitude, but it can be done in a way of face. Of I'm busting my ass. I've done this and that. Basically, how her promo is exactly how she should be going forward if she's turning, or she is turning.
Yeah, I mean,
but what I was trying to say is,
sorry.
In terms of her story,
no, go ahead.
In terms of her story, I think even if she loses at WrestleMania, she still wins, because now she's going to be the biggest woman's baby face in the company. Because everybody's going to want to see her get her revenge. Everybody's going to want to see her defeat what it's basically, you know what it is? If Edge was still in WWE and Edge was still on that upward battle against Judgment Day, it's that exact same scenario. So Bayley's going to have to, or I'll bring another story as well. The Jey Uso situation. Jey Uso was with this dominant faction for X amount of years, and he decided to branch off and become a face and do his thing. He had to gain favor with all of the people's feet that he stepped on along the way. So she's going to build her faction. She's going to build her little circle, but it's going to take some time. So just for, just a future or foresight, I think Naomi is going to be the first person she gets to join her little party to go against Damage
I think
Control.
that's interesting. I think maybe after a match between her and Bianca, I think Bianca kind of looks at her in a different light. Bayley definitely has the capacity to keep the character, but just tweak different aspects of her speech patterns or the way she talks about people, whatever the case may be. I do what QS said. It is kind of exactly how I felt. I believe Dakota will definitely end up becoming a leader of Damage Control, and the reason I say that is because of the way they were doing the promos prior. And by prior, I mean the last few months. Like
I'll add to that when you're done.
Her saying she's the mastermind behind everything. What makes you think Dakota was not the mastermind of them turning on Bayley? Essentially saying something like, where did she get us? You know what I mean? I was the one who implanted A, B, C, and D. I was the one who told EO when to strike. I was the one who called in Kyrie and Asuka. Like there's a multitude of reasons. She could just be sick of Bayley shit. It could just be that simple. So my thing is, I think I'm really excited to see where this story goes. We still have a lot of weeks.
Yeah. Well, to add, I think she was the one to put the bug in, but leader, I won't say leader. I think EO is going to really be the leader. Dakota's going to be the mouthpiece manager. So maybe she'll be the puppeteer in the background helping it go along, but I don't think she's directly going to be the leader. What Asuka and Kyrie was saying, or probably was saying to EO, is you've been doing this way longer, or at least the same amount of time as Bayley. You're world renowned. How the fuck are you under Bayley? So that's the way I'm taking the storyline. Like, that was the bug they've been planting in Io's head all this time. Yes, she brought you up on the main roster. Yes, you have this WWE spotlight now, but we know who the fuck you are. As
Right.
Asuka, I've tagged with you. I've been in a faction with you before. I've been in a faction with the Kyrie before. We know who you are. Bayley don't know shit about you besides your outside resume, but she doesn't know you like we know you. It's one of those like family versus
And
friends
that's a
type
fact.
thing.
Right. Right.
It's literally a family
And
versus friends
that is
situation.
yeah, for sure. If people if y'all don't know, Io and Asuka, I believe, were part of a tag team, a faction, a trios called Triple Tails. Um, and I believe Io's sister was the third
It was
member.
Mio, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I know Kyrie was in a faction with Io.
It was Kyrie, Io, and I forgot who the third person was. I don't think it was Asuka.
It wasn't. It was somebody else. But
And that was in Lucha
basically,
Underground.
yeah. No, yeah, because Asuka wasn't there. It was Io, Kyrie, and Miyu, I thought. I could be wrong though. But either way, look, first match announced for WrestleMania, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm hyped. I think they're gonna, especially in Philly, I think they're gonna have a great crowd. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, they'll be the Rhea and Charlotte match for WrestleMania.
That depends on what the other matches are. We don't know what the other matches are. So it's hard to even say that. But I get what you're saying. When it comes to work rate, when it comes to delivering, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. You know what? So this was announced today, actually. Scott Moore, former president of TNA, was fired from TNA. So from my understanding, because I actually just read something about it. Let me see. Actually, hold on. Before I get to Scott, I did want to hit this comment. Carbon suggests that he thinks that Okada is going to NXT because of the three faces thing that they put up. And this would be the only thing I say about it, and then I guess we can go back to the comment to the he said I screamed when he got fired. We'll get back to that. I promise you. So, huh?
Oh, slight confirm. I just looked at.
Oh yeah. What'd you say?
Sorry, just slight confirm. I was just looking it up. It was Mayu Iwatani as the third person in the Lucha
right.
Underground faction.
The GOAT,
Yeah.
the greatest of all time, boy.
Bruh.
I tell you.
So and this is why this is why the speculation for me leans towards Okada. It says the Japanese says you have three faces. The first face you show to the world. The second face you show to your close friends and your family. The third face, excuse me, you never show anyone. It is the truest reflection of who you are. So if it's not Okada, then it's somebody maybe from the culture, from the Japanese culture.
I said it was Julia. I said it made sense.
Oh, it could be.
It makes sense if it's Julia. I mean, obviously, because we already know Julia she's gonna help Rossi Ogawa start his promotion before she officially commits to WWE. That's been confirmed.
He's going over there, right?
Yeah, because Rossi, everybody already knows that Rossi, the creator started him. He got fired. Because he was allegedly poaching talent. They tried to say that he was poaching talent for WWE. That was later debunked. He actually was poaching talent. Rossi was actually promotion. He was doing his own promotion because Rossi was actually leaving since January. He was already done. He was already out of there since January. But they just officially confirmed it this week, like terminating him because again he was and of course obviously the women in Stardom it's a little bit of a rumbling. Obviously just from what I've been seeing, trying to learn it from, shout outs to Lyric Wrestling because she's in that space that's more equipped to know about what's going on in the Joshi world. It is actually a lot of those wrestlers, they were pissed to find out that Rossi got fired like that because they have loyalty to him. They do have loyalty to him because, Rossi was fighting for them to work less dates, not working like three working these tournament brackets almost every 3 times a month.
Couple of months.
They really had like an insane work schedule. So it's like he was trying to work to stop that. So I get why, and a lot of them do have loyalty to him to be like, if he goes, they go. And I guess that kind of can go in the same way with TNA, because I think Moose had said something before, like if Scott Moore is not here, then Moose isn't here. It really is weird,
which is crazy. I'm sorry to cut you off. I was going to say, which is crazy considering he's the world champion right now.
Yeah, but it goes back to what I said. It's like it's really weird. Like as these heads of these are like the founders of these companies. You as like the head businesses, you guys are firing these founders, knowing they have such a tight interpersonal relationship with these wrestlers. Like with most of these wrestlers, they have like almost it's like a real like family ties with them. So it's like when you let them go, you think that the wrestlers are just gonna fall in line and just be like, oh, all right, well, I don't care. No, they're gonna sit there and there's gonna be like, oh, excuse me, they're gonna sit there and just be like, nah, fuck that. If he's gone, I'm gone. And that's the thing with that was the thing with Stardom. Like a lot of the Joshi wrestlers were saying, like, if Rossi he's gone, their contracts are up in March. They're going with him. So it's just it's unfortunate for Stardom. I don't know what's gonna happen now for TNA. Because Scott is literally the reason that y'all even got TNA the name back. So it's just like, how the fuck are y'all gonna just go and get? He gave y'all the name. He worked hard to get y'all the name back to make it go back to TNA for what it was, and you let him go.
I mean, he was the sole. I don't want to say sole reason, but he was one of the main reasons they were still going. Him running it, him booking it. So how the hell are you firing him to put who into office? It feels like a main event mafia type of storyline.
It's just
did you see who's going to be in charge? Because they already said it.
No,
it's going to be the president of entertainment for Anthem, from my understanding.
So it's a Billy Corgan situation all over again.
It's nasty work. It's literally nasty work. It's nasty behavior. It's just like, wow.
So who's booking it at this point? Because they don't really have anybody else booking the shows.
We don't know now. It's something that's like it's still like ongoing, and we have to like just keep on paying attention to see what happens. It's crazy. It's like one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. It's like there's like no stone left unturned in any of these wrestling companies. You just be like, yo, what the fuck is going on now?
Yep.
Hence the name of this episode. What the fuck is happening? There's just too much happening right now. It's too much.
It's what Tony Khan likes to call AEW. It's a revolution. It's just happening. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going to result of this. But to me, no Scott D'Amore, TNA is kind of dead in the water for me because I don't see anything happening. You just lost Deanna to AEW. Naomi's back in WWE. You tried to put Jordan. You put Jordan Grace in the Rumble, and I'm sure that was Scott D'Amore putting that
probably
together.
Pissed off about that.
And they're still trying, and they're still high on Jordan Grace. They're trying to like really use her even more with WWE. So that just goes to show you, it's like, oh wow. And now,
who's not to say that Scott was one of the people who helped even initiate?
But that's what I'm saying.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm like this is probably. Okay, so the beginning is crazy, right? The beginning of last year started the whole Vince allegations and all of that, right? And then we just hit February, and the president of TNA, who not only brought the name and the prestige of the company for TNA back into the forefront, but has been running Impact. And even though we might not watch it as often, we know we keep up to date.
Yeah.
But we also know that it's fucking good.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like TNA went through their dark times. We watched that shit. Viv, like it was Saturday morning cartoons. Damn, I miss those days. But like, you know, it's crazy. Here, I'm gonna read this too. This was 6 hours ago. PWI Insider or PW Insider, excuse me, reports Anthem/TNA had talent attend a Zoom meeting where they addressed the Scott D'Amore departure and introduced new TNA president Anthony Cizone, some shit like that, Cizone. Multiple TNA talents tell PW Insider that they were told Scott D'Amore had, quote, stepped down from the company, which was not the case, and not even what was stated in the company's official statement. D'Amore was fired. The portion of the call was this portion of the call was reportedly, quote, very angry, end quote, before execs joined the call to try to calm everyone down. The story going around amongst talent is that Scott D'Amore was fired because Anthem wanted TNA to be closely associated with them, rather than Scott D'Amore, who has been the face of the company's success. However, that was not addressed on the call. D'Amore was very liked among TNA talent, and this adjustment is not going to be an easy one.
Nope.
So, with that being said,
that TNA relationship with WWE screwed.
Well, we don't know. That's the thing. We just don't know. We don't know what can come up. We don't know what can come from this. Who knows? It could be a good thing, but majority of us is thinking that there's going to be some type of BS involved. My thing is that, simply put, they're going to need somebody. They're going to need somebody to book this, this show, to book this company, because if this dude has no prior wrestling experience, it's going to be AEW. And I'm not talking shit about AEW. I'm just saying that sometimes, and it's the same thing with WWE. Like, I get it, but sometimes you look at AEW and you're like, that shit is nonsensical. So,
well, that's the truth, sir.
It's shitty, man. Stretch, how do you feel about Scott getting fired?
It's just bad optics to me at this point, you know, for a guy who is essentially, I would say, resurrected their brand in a way where they are getting like buzz. Like for a long time, like TNA or Impact Wrestling, like they were like the Murphy's Law of like wrestling. They so steadily declined at such a rapid rate, I would say, like from when Hogan and Bischoff got like their hands on the product. Like from there, like, you know, they tried to challenge WWE way too fucking fast. They tried to expand too fast. They lost their television deal. You know, they were just kind of like floating in the wind. And for Scott D'Amore to work with that roster and work with what he was given and like really be the driving force behind their success, both on and off the screen, to essentially just get like sacked out of nowhere, especially like right after a branding change. Like they went back to the brand that, you know, they were most famous under.
That made them famous. Yep.
You know, for the guy who's been like the spirit, like the, you know, the driving force behind that, to now like just get his, you know, just get canned out of nowhere is just like horrible optics, you know. Scott, I mean, for what it's worth, I know Scott D'Amore will find like another gig like easily. Yeah. To me, I always thought Scott D'Amore, like for better or worse, he's kind of like their version over there at TNA of like a Bobby Heenan, where he can do so many different jobs, whether it's on screen or off screen or something like that. He is, he's in the echelon of like a creative genius. Like he's like their version of Heyman, because he can work with so many different people and put his hands in so many different pots. Yeah. But, you know, for him to get like kind of like unceremoniously fired after they were getting so much momentum behind them, is especially in a space that I would say wrestling is growing, especially because of the media rights, right? Like WWE has their deal with Netflix for $5 billion, you know, and, you know, I'm pretty sure AEW is probably going to get a sweet deal for their media rights, right? TNA, like I think the logical step is for TNA to be next. But for him to get sacked with all this success like going on in the wrestling business, and he had his own success, for him to get canned unceremoniously is just really bad optics, I think. You can't help but to wonder why he got canned. And essentially it just sounds like a real corporate like power play, like they kind of want their own guy in that position, and he was an unfortunate casualty of that.
And it's crazy that they even had to fire him. I don't even think it was that deep, right? Like, unless there's a lot of story that we don't know. And not unless there's obviously story that we don't know, right? And this is all speculation. But
you know what it is? I'll give a gaming situation. It's Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard and firing 1,900 employees.
Possible.
It's Microsoft buying Bethesda, and one of the heads that's been there since the beginning decides to leave because differences,
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's that situation. It's like a hostile takeover.
Yeah. Look, it sucks. And once again, I just read it. There's a lot of talent that's upset. So look, for the TNA fans, for people who are involved in or who are invested in TNA once again, I know we're going to be keeping a sharp eye on it just to see what the hell is going on. Just look, I'm gonna say it for what I say next, but just wait and see. That's the only thing we can do now is really just wait and see.
Well, I can't wait and see because apparently Verizon doesn't have Access TV anymore. So
yeah, they took Access TV off. So that
they got websites though. You got this.
Oh no, I know. I know that. I know that.
Oh, I know
just,
you know.
Like I said, it's like when you speak on TNA, it's like I said, again, Stretch, you would say, Scott D'Amore was one of the main reasons TNA really stayed alive for all of these fucking years. Everybody likes to gloss over it. Everybody always talk about the Monday Night Wars, WCW versus WWE. I don't think people don't realize how real it was for WWE when they turned to WWF to WWE versus TNA.
Yep.
I don't think, and this is for fans that was fans of TNA, but when it was in the beginning stages, when they had Dixie Carter as president, even before they went into Impact Wrestling, you couldn't say nothing to a TNA fan.
Nope. Even before Dixie.
Yeah.
Before Dixie.
I've always told the story to Stryker. I still remember growing up in elementary school when TNA really became a thing. Motherfuckers used to fight. Like I've seen chairs fly over just talking. Oh yeah, I've seen chairs fly in my classroom over when you was talking down on TNA. You just be like,
that's wild.
TNA fans were really like they would go to war. They really went to war. WCW fans, a lot of y'all growing up, sorry, Stretch. Shout outs to you, Shanty, shout outs to Hearts, shout outs to all the geeks, shout outs to y'all. But y'all WCW fans growing up, y'all did a lot of talking, but TNA fans, they really fought. They really was ready to go square up with you.
I was it's funny you even mentioned that because I was really thinking about that the other day. Like I was never really like in comparison, especially like when I was growing up, right? Like I'm talking like I first started watching wrestling, right? Like from like age 3 on up. I was never really like a WCW
from in the womb, right?
Pretty much, right? Yeah, from like in the womb. But I was never really like a WCW guy. Like I had my favorites and would watch it and stuff, but it's like it never really like came across the same as the WWE. Mm-hmm. But like to what he's saying though, like TNA fans were like the original like
AEW fans.
Yeah. like I mean like fan culture. Like
they did not play. They set if you want to say who set the blueprint, wasn't WCW fans. TNA fans set the blueprint for what it is to be a stand.
But once again, but let's not forget TNA for the product that it was presented something different.
Yeah, they did.
That's all people wanted. This is what AEW wanted to be. Yeah, the comparisons to WCW, it's obvious, right? You hire WWE guys, you hire indie guys, and you just make it work. which is fucking wrestling anyway.
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
I mean, and they're on the same old network that WCW was on. I mean, come
right,
on.
but
CBS,
even that's over there for now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I only say that because, as a matter of fact, this is a good segue. What grinds K's gears?
because it's going because I already know it's going with the main event. So you just
What's grinding K's gears?
Are you?
So-
Is anybody paying attention to the Dynamite right now?
I'm not.
I'm looking at the timeline. I'm just looking at the timeline.
Okay, well, I'll just give a quick spoiler for anybody that doesn't want to listen. Just mute your screen for a bit. Okay, so Sting and Darby just won the AEW Tag Time Championships.
Oh, say word. That's what's up. Yo, that's dope.
Um,
Shout out to Sting.
Sting's boys were in the front of the crowd. They were at the front row. So I thought it was cool because they look exactly like Sting.
I bet they do.
Out of, after the confetti happens and everything,
Who attacks?
Fully white cloaked Bucks beat the shit out of them. Darby at the moment is bloodied up, and he bloodied up both of the Bucks' white suits. Mind you, they have white suits and they have white Jordans with red laces. So I think that's kind of telling.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be Sting's loss at Revolution. Is the Bucks winning? That's what we're leading up to, Tony Khan.
Well,
That's kind of wild. But anyway, ceremoniously they beat Sting and his family with white bats. So
that's racist.
Color me intrigued.
You know, that's not racist. It's Black History Month. You know, Sting's one of us. That's Sting.
It's white on white. It's white on white. It's white on white.
White violence.
White on white violence.
Except this time it's white bats and white people. They did it for Black History Month. That's what that was. All right. So, there's been some shit on my mind recently. Oh no, y'all don't have to drop out. I'll just change the screen.
Oh yeah, he'll go to main screen.
Yeah. So I hate y'all. I can't even do it right now. Thank you. I'm struggling because I'm doing it on my phone. All right, I apologize, folks. Here's the thing. There's a couple things that has been irking my soul recently. The whole fans thing, we've spoken about it before. We'll talk about it again. We will. But y'all got problems, man. Listen, I can understand you being upset about Cody. Let's start with that. I can understand you being mad about Cody. I get it. I want to see Cody versus Roman. But we have not seen anything past this. We have tomorrow night. We had Monday Night Raw where we still didn't have an answer because of Drew McIntyre. They're keeping us in suspense for a reason, don't you think? Don't you think there might be a little trick or something going on? Now look, if it's Rock Roman, I still don't want to hear y'all complain. You want to know why? Because you've been asking for it. We've been asking for it. Head of the table in wrestling versus head of the table in media, period. We've been asking for it. We all know The Rock is the most famous Samoan of all time. Fight me. Roman Reigns, regardless of his schedule, regardless of how people feel, has one of the longest title reigns in history. And look at what Cody said. People don't like to look into what these wrestlers say in their promos. Oh, he's coming for everything. Just not at Mania. How many times does it have to be repeated that every story does not, I repeat, every story does not have to end at WrestleMania. It's just the truth. Eddie Guerrero, perfect example. The hell? What just happened? Eddie Guerrero is a perfect example. The man beat Brock Lesnar. I believe Stretch. Was that No Way Out?
Yes.
Thank you. He could have did that at WrestleMania. But it didn't happen. How many times have we seen stories end at SummerSlam, at Hell in a Cell, at TLC, at Armageddon, at Backlash? I don't think any stories ended at Great Balls of Fire, but that's neither here nor there. Fact of the matter is that not everybody's story needs to end at WrestleMania. I understand you being upset. I'm not even mad at the fact that you're upset that you don't that Cody's not in the main event, because he deserves it. But there's something happening. Something is coming. Cody said it in his promo. As a matter of fact, Cody said it on X. Put out a tweet. I essentially saying thank you for speaking up, but I got this.
Trust me, bro.
It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. If you just fucking take your head out your ass.
And also, sorry to interrupt. What?
Damn it.
Rock like shiny new belts. Come on.
Stop. Get up, my damn. Bottom line is pretty much this. Bottom line is this, man. There's a there's a spot where there's a spot in hell for a certain group of people. And some of you fans of those certain groups of people. Just learn to learn to enjoy the product. If you just enjoy the product, I promise you your entire outlook on wrestling would be different. I promise you. Your entire outlook. Nothing is fucking perfect, people. But when somebody gives you what you've been asking for, but you don't get it the way you want it, you're gonna, oh no, Cody has to finish the story. He's never gonna finish it. It's not. Just stop. Cody is the top baby face of that company. There's nothing wrong with Cody going on a side mission. He's going to level up to take on the final boss. Because that's what Roman is. Roman is the final boss of a video game. Cody is the main character. You got to go on side missions to level up, fam. Got to. It's okay. It's okay. Wait until tomorrow, aka, which is Thursday, which will be the presser for WrestleMania 40. Cody's going to be there. Rock's going to be there. Roman's going to be there. Seth's going to be there. Trips is going to be there. Just wait. Just wait and see. The match isn't even announced yet. Relax. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, everybody come back in. But yeah, man, I think people
adrenaline in my soul, something, Dwayne Johnson.
What?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just kind of crazy. Before I'm not gonna lie, I was very against. I was annoyed by it. I was against it because low key, I felt like there go Dwayne being a motherfucking politician.
There goes Dwayne being a Dwayne.
This is what he's doing, being a goddamn politician again. Even though he deserves to be one. But then I had to
The
sit
bad
there,
side of the Taurus.
And I was sitting here, I was having a whole conversation with Freud. Shout out to Freud from formerly
Hey, shout out.
I was having a conversation with Freud, and Freud even said, like he stated, he's like, I hate Dwayne for this because it's like he hasn't been here for years, and now you want to sit here, you want to come in, and you want to like just steamroll your way into this. This is bullshit. They've got me invested in Cody for this long to do this, and I'm not gonna lie, Freud was mad for like 72 hours. He was mad. And I was actually about to be right there with him, and then I thought about it. It's not Dwayne's fault. Everybody that feels this way about Dwayne, this is all because of one man, John Cena. John Cena, when that promo had happened between John Cena and The Rock, that man had brainwashed all of us to really believe that Dwayne has sat here. He is not giving back to the business. He done went to Hollywood. You over here bringing up him writing the shit on his wrist to remember his lines. We're doing all of this. And even though John Cena has came out and said, like, he regrets doing that because, he just did that for shock value and it was dumb. It was stupid. He shouldn't have did it. And it goes to show you, it's just like only for John to end up doing the very same thing that Dwayne Johnson was doing. Dwayne Johnson, we really say, again, as you say, K Marvel, Dwayne Johnson has given back so much to this business. We're going to sit here and forget all the times that Dwayne Johnson has lost to Triple H. We're going to sit here and forget all the times that Dwayne Johnson has lost to Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania when he should have fucking won. We're going to forget those things. We're going to forget when he lost to Brock Lesnar and made Brock Lesnar the youngest WWE champion. We're going to forget when The Rock lost to Chris Jericho the same night that he lost to Austin, and when Jericho became the first ever undisputed champion. Rock has lost. Rock has given back. He lost to Cena at WrestleMania.
Hold on. Let's not forget. Go small. It's like a smaller match, but a bigger match. Rock, Foley versus Evolution.
He even lost to Orton. Exactly. This. Like, to say that Rock hasn't given back to the business, he's damn sure giving back. So if Rock wants to come back and be a goddamn politician and run and get to the top, he has the right.
I'm gonna give y'all a name of somebody who he lost to, who you might not readily immediately think of, but he'll shake your head at.
Hurricane.
He put the Hurricane over. No disrespect to Shane Helms, who's amazing.
All the way over.
But one of my favorites.
The Hurricane over.
It's like to sit here.
Did he lose with a choke slam? I'm trying to remember.
I get it.
No.
Like, I get it. Yes, I get it. Dwayne Johnson is 51. Yes.
Stone Cold are distracted.
Yes, we know the last time when he gave Jinder Mahal a spine buster. Yes, he was winded. We get it. Yes, at the age of 51, it's natural. He's 51. He hasn't been doing this shit in years. He's gonna be winded. We're not gonna sit here and try to like shit on that man's legacy and act like just because Cody isn't finishing the story, that Rock doesn't need to he can't just come and politic his way in. If there's anybody who earns the right to politic their way into a main event if they fucking want to, it's fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's literally the greatest star ever. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is the fucking reason you motherfuckers were wearing fake Versace silky tops. He's the fucking reason you were wearing
bro. Damn the Versace tops.
Not me, not me. But he was the reason
these mugs, bro. These mugs are still out here with a turtleneck and a fanny pack.
You had a turtleneck and fanny packs.
Like,
y'all the reason that y'all have flat. He's partially the reason besides Kid and Play. He was the other reason y'all was having flat tops. When a lot of y'all couldn't do the fucking eyebrow raise. When y'all couldn't do the eyebrow raise, guess what? Y'all over here and got your haircuts to get a haircut to make your eyebrow go up that way. Y'all literally try to emulate The Rock.
So true.
Every time growing up, y'all were emulating The Rock. So for y'all to sit here and just turn on this man like this, now I get it. I get it for the current wrestling fans. I'm talking to the Gen Z, Gen Alpha. I get it. Y'all weren't born. Y'all were not born in this time. Y'all didn't get to experience The Rock, the Stone Colds, the Bret Harts, the Shawn Michaels. You guys didn't get to experience that. I get it. I feel so sorry for you. I'm sorry that you guys did not get to experience that. I wish that y'all actually made it through the race when y'all were the sperm counting your father's nutsacks to your mother's egg. I wish that y'all were able to get there first a little bit earlier, so that way you could have experienced like we did. We got to experience that. So we actually know what we're talking about. Like at the end of the day, like we know what we're talking about. It's not bullshit. We're not bullshitting you. It's not a matter of favoritism. The Rock really was that guy. He was that dude. And the fact that, all right, cool. He's over here, and he's taking away Cody's spot. The thing is, we don't even know if he really did take away Cody's spot, because Cody's over here.
Have no clue.
He's telling us, he's like, yo, just trust me. The whole time, Cody's just over here smirking, because the whole time, everybody's just giving their own opinion on Cody. And Cody hasn't given a valid shit yet. He hasn't come out and just basically explained why he's doing what he's doing. He hasn't said nothing. All he's just said is trust me.
Yo, Q, you want to know what Cody's also good at?
Lying.
Politicking.
He's good at politicking, and he's also good at lying. Because remember, Bryan Danielson told him, he said it, Cody Rhodes taught him how to lie. Taught him how to lie. Cody's a good liar. He's a great liar. Reason,
honestly,
so that's why I'm not believing none of this. I'm just like, yo, even if it's locked in of Roman versus Rock at Mania, y'all have been clamoring for Roman and Rock at Mania for literally 3 years. Exactly, and now you're sitting there being like, oh, yeah, we wanted it, but we don't want it for the title.
Right.
Bro.
But no, wait, hold on.
Y'all, I just wanted to finish this last point.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to finish this last point.
Sorry.
Y'all are sitting here saying like, oh, yeah, we wanted it, but we didn't want it for the title. We didn't want that shit for the title. Bro, the head of the table means nothing without the fucking title. Are y'all like y'all are really not following the fucking story of Roman and being this fucking raging sociopath? This whole shit does not mean anything without this fucking title. Roman doesn't have the title. It doesn't mean anything about him being the head of the fucking table. We already know Dwayne The Rock Johnson's the head of the table. He's been the head of the table for years. Roman even Rock went and bought Tamina a fucking house. When the fuck did you ever see Roman in any of these storylines sit here and say he bought Jimmy a house? He bought Jay a house? He bought Solo a house? I'll wait. And this goes to the two main people over here that are freaking Roman Reigns sympathizers. You ever seen Roman? You ever hear Roman talking about he bought them houses?
Wait, whoa.
No. I'm asking y'all two a question.
Did
Roman buy any of these cousins in the Undercard dynasty? Did he buy them a house?
I'm not disagreeing with you. At least not that we know of. Might have bought them a car though. That's possible. More to buy.
He didn't buy them no car. You know why?
Not with those two sets of twins.
He didn't buy them shit. The tribal chief is supposed to be selfless. That man ain't selfless. That man is selfish. He's never bought him anything. So that's why it makes sense for him. And because he's so obsessed with this title. Remember when he was beating the dog shit out of Jay in the first go-round? He's like, oh, this title means everything. It puts food on my table. It puts food on your table. It puts food for all our families. I feed your families. I feed your children. I feed my children.
Leave it to the softy not to be not to be able to see the forest past the trees, ladies and gentlemen. A rising tide lifts all boats. That's exactly why the tribal chief is the way that he is. He has to be hyper-focused on his reign. He has people to feed, kids to feed, a legacy to maintain. That's exactly people like you.
Elders to take care of.
Hold on. That proves my point. That proves my point. That's why it needs to be with the title on the line. Because if it was just for
head that wears the crown,
head of the table, it don't mean shit.
Crown heavier than anyone else's.
If Roman does not have that damn WWE Universal Championship, that head of the table title means nothing. It means nothing. It's going to be like the streak all over again. It got to a point where the streak was more important than the damn championship. That's why they had to break it, because it was getting to be too fucking important. That's the truth. That's just the truth. So if you sitting here and thinking, if y'all so-called, y'all the ones that are upset about this, if y'all just wanted Roman versus Rock for the head of the table, then what would be the point? Then clearly the head of the table is much more important than the championship. Then everybody needs to fight for the head of the table. That means Drew could have fought for the head of the table. That means Sammy could have fought for the head of the table. That means, hell, Cody could have fought for the head of the table. These motherfuckers aren't Samoan. What the fuck does this even matter? It's like y'all. It's like it gets me annoyed with fans. It's like y'all know the story, but because y'all just want to have a reason to be upset, y'all just trying to make up some shit about the story. Y'all know what the story entails. You know what it is. You know the end game. You know the long game that's being played. But y'all are now trying to be fickle and trying to do all this weird shit, talking about, oh, well, we want Cody. We want Cody. When did Cody just say that he just don't want to face him at WrestleMania? That's all he just said. He don't want to face him at WrestleMania.
Literally,
we don't even
he
know
just said
if Cody's really telling the truth or he's fucking lying. We don't even know. We'll find out everything tomorrow at this fucking press conference. And this press conference better give all the answers that we need. That's all I gotta say to that.
It won't. I doubt it. But the fact of the matter is that he said he is coming for everything. That's everything. That is literally what Roman said in those promos, in that promo a couple years back. The cameraman, the whatever, all of it, fans, title, all of it. The face of the WWE, Cody's coming for it. Just not at Mania. He said nothing wrong. He just said it's not going to be on the biggest night. But that doesn't mean that one of the biggest nights of the company can't be another night. I digress. With that being said, because my screen just started bugging out. Strike, can you hit the main event for me? So, ladies and gentlemen,
please.
So the main event tonight is exploring storylines. So we put it like that to compare to what put it back.
Hold on.
Basically, QS brought up a good question to the group, so we wanted to bring it to all of you. The Rock and Cody. Does this kind of remind you of something else in the past with wrestling? Q, can you please elaborate?
I mean, I'm gonna need Stretcher's help on this because he's more he remembers all the WrestleMania numbers. The WrestleMania with Bret Hart versus Yokozuna.
WrestleMania 9, 1993.
93, WrestleMania 9. We saw Yokozuna won, beat Bret Hart and all that, all that good jazz. And who came in out of the fucking blue, running in like a fucking patriot, and somehow we could say politic their way into having a makeshift match out of fucking nowhere, and
out of nowhere,
and it ended up beating Yokozuna for the WWF title at the time, Hulk Hogan.
Indeed.
The thing about wrestling, no matter what, in any company, wrestling always has a way of history just repeating itself.
Absolutely.
So I gave that theory. It's like, who's to say that this isn't going to be what happens? Rock versus Roman. Obviously, Rock feels he wants to be the one that he's going to push to try to take Roman's title from him. Who's to say, Rock loses to Roman. Roman feels like he's on top of the world. And then out of nowhere, you see Cody just come out of the fucking blue, hit Roman with a fucking crossroads. Then goes and just basically announces that he's actually going to invoke his actual, as the Royal Rumble winner, invoking his match to face Roman at WrestleMania. This is for night 2. Who's to say this could happen? And then next thing you know, we get a Cody versus Roman. Roman's already beaten. He's already been battered. But now he gets hit with the super move, the triple crossroads.
So here's my question. because I actually I really like that story. My only issue is this: knowing the person Cody Rhodes is, right, from watching him for all of these years, but specifically the last 2 years. Do you think Cody would go down that path at Mania? As in, you don't think that Cody would want to beat Roman while he's at his best?
No, because again, in order for you to take everything from somebody, you have to go to dastardly lengths.
Yep.
Let's remember.
Gotta beat them at the lowest.
You could go even say, remember when he was going against Brock? Cody was doing shit that you never would have thought he would have did.
Low blows.
Cody was doing low blows. Cody was out here was making Brock hit his head on exposed turnbuckles. Like, you're doing what you can to get that win. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to do what you can to get that win. And again, what better way to get Roman than getting him in the worst way possible? In the worst way possible, making him feel like he's at his lowest. He's already tired. He's already battered. He's already bruised. But it's never, like I said, the one thing about it is that Royal Rumble win is like that Royal Rumble win was always said. It's always said to be like it's a guaranteed main event at WrestleMania.
Right.
It's just a matter of, but never said when at WrestleMania. It never said during the time of WrestleMania. It could be night 1. It could be night 2. You just never know. I really still do believe that Cody does have something up his sleeve. I think like they're trying to work this into something. Cody has something up his sleeve. And I think like I still say it. I would want to hold that hope that Cody is going to be, this is going to make Cody into they're going with him, making him into a bigger baby face. Because I know they're aware. They're aware about the whole "we want Cody" chance.
Oh, absolutely.
They're aware. They're more than aware. But I think that's the way they're gonna execute it, to be like, oh, Cody's arrived.
Something
Cody's
different.
So
I think what it is something different, right? Like,
because like I said,
with the storyline you said, it would be different. We wouldn't have seen something like that.
Yeah, because I mean we already know, because it's like
except Money in the Bank.
For all of us, the smart fans, we already know Rock's losing. We already know Dwayne's losing. Dwayne's 51. The fuck are you really gonna say and convince me that a 51-year-old's over here gonna beat Roman? Roman of all fucking people. Granted, I know Roman, he barely wrestles now, but I'm like, you really want me to believe this shit?
I was thinking this, and this is completely like just something in my own mind, like tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, like Mr. Storyline grafter, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking this because they never elaborated on what was said between Rock and Cody, right? So that's a huge wrinkle in all of this. We don't know what was said. We don't really even know if this motherfucker's stepping aside or if he told him like, yo, I'm stepping aside, even though WWE is like putting that on their website and stuff. So maybe it is, right? What I would like to see is this. They reveal like, oh, he asked him to be in his corner for the match or something like that, right? He has the match, Cody and Roman. I would like to see, believe it or not, and I'm not saying like this, all jokes aside, if I'm booking that match again, I would have Cody lose again. But this time, because The Rock fucks him. Like The Rock stabs him in the back, like fully turn. Like if they turned The Rock heel at that moment,
the biggest booze.
Right. Wow. Like, that is the most amount of
that would be interesting.
Out of all this, like think about this. Like they're the Samoan dynasty. They cannot be touched in the boardroom and in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He's the head of the table in the ring. He's the head of the table when it comes to business. They're untouchable at that point.
It is Daniel Bryan 2024.
Right. You get to essentially milk this again because you're adding a new wrinkle of having The Rock there being behind the machine. Like the machine is not like has like legitimacy to that legacy now.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is huge. He's on the board of directors, right? His daughter is in NXT. Like there's Samoan dynasty influence in every part of WWE now. If they fully leaned into
the McMahons.
Right. They are the new age McMahons, essentially. You're absolutely right. if they were to fully lean into this, they could really milk this storyline. And even if you wanted to speed it up, what I would do is this personally, right? I don't think any of this shit is gonna happen. I honestly swear to Christ, I think Rock is gonna wrestle Roman Reigns. But if I had to book, what I would do is this: I would have after WrestleMania, I would have Cody wrestle The Rock, get his heat back from The Rock or whatever, have The Rock put him over, right? SummerSlam, you have him wrestle Reigns and have him win. SummerSlam now, and a lot of people are forgetting that SummerSlam is kind of just as big as WrestleMania now.
Right.
Like, this is not like how it was in the 90s and the early 2000s. Like, they market SummerSlam just as much as they do WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just as big. Like, they bring in celebrities and they do celebrity involvement is just as big as WrestleMania. The biggest match, if they go this route, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even if they want Cody to wrestle The Rock at SummerSlam or whatever, and they really stretch it out, have this happen until WrestleMania again, whatever, right? Finish the story, whatever, right? They really have an opportunity to stretch this out if they wanted to.
This,
right?
but this is the final stretch. Like, this is the last.
Yeah, you can't stretch it no more after that. I don't think. But
the Rock's involvement was the final thing they needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing, right? And sorry to stop you, Stretch, but we're talking, no pun intended, right? Talking about that stretch of hypothetically, if Roman retains at Mania,
mm-hmm.
he has to hold the title past, I believe, the middle of September for him to be third of all time.
Honestly,
I see that happening.
I'm for it. Fuck Hogan. Like, I'm totally for it.
But even besides, even outside of however anybody might feel about Hogan, bottom line is that if you want to if Roman already has the longest title reign essentially since CM Punk, right?
In the modern era, definitely. Yep.
Well, yeah, but I'm like kind of breaking that down, right? He's already gone past some of the greatest champions of all time. He's only missing 3. There's only 3 people ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already past Bruno's second reign, I believe.
Yep.
He has Hulk Hogan, Bob Backlund, and Bruno Sammartino. Want to know why he's not going to beat Bruno Sammartino's record?
Nobody beating Bruno's record.
Because it's a 7-year, 8-month, and 1-day record.
Yep.
That's exactly how long it was. 2801, I believe, or something like that. I think that's how many days Bruno Sammartino had that title. And shout out to Backstage Brawl. Brought up a great point. My fellow Virgo, fuck him, but my fellow Virgo. Also, you're looking at a time when you look at Bruno Sammartino when they didn't have matches every week. They might have had a match a month.
Right.
So y'all are mad at Roman for doing what Bruno did. Granted, I understand different times. I'm not knocking it. I get it. Pardon me. But this is what it is. I think a lot of us can see Roman holding the title to break Hogan's record. Now, it might not happen. He'll be 4th of all time. Top 5? Top 5 dead or alive, and that's just off 1 LP? Like, I'm not mad at that. I don't know about you 3. Like, top 3 sounds amazing. But top 5, in comparison to all the different title reigns that's ever happened ever? Come on.
Who was 5th, by the way?
Oh, I don't know. Hell if I know. Pedro Morales? No.
As far
I think
as
it was
length?
Pedro.
Length, yeah.
As far as length?
I think it was Pedro.
Fifth all time is Bruno. Well, no. Pedro Morales actually is fifth.
Yeah, it was Pedro. Okay. I was just making sure.
Aha. See?
I don't know if he passes, like, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if he gets to the 1,000-day mark. Like
Pedro?
No, Roman. I don't know if he gets to the 1,000.
I think he passed, didn't he?
He's passed.
He's past
He's at
1,000 days.
he's at
Yeah.
12 something.
Oh yeah, because they combine that. Yeah, okay,
Huh?
okay, yeah, they combine his days.
His
champion.
Universal title days and
Yeah,
his
and-
WWE
and-
champion days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
From
that's
the moment
what I'm looking at.
he beat the Fiend in that or pinned Braun in that triple threat match, it's from
Mhm.
that point to now.
Yep.
He's 12 well over close. He's closer to 1,300 than he is to 12.
Right.
So, and remember,
I can
he
see
had
him beating him.
Remember, he had the whole jacket that with 1,000 days on it, which I still want. I think that shit is fly as hell. Either way, Strike. What you think?
Of
Or
ask me
does it
again.
remind you of back in the day?
Yeah, of course. Do I think it's gonna play out that way? Probably. Do I think it should play out that way? Probably not. I kind of agree, and I, somebody mentioned the Daniel Bryan story. I was watching. I forgot what I was watching, but somebody was mentioning the Daniel Bryan storyline, and I said that is amazing to do that again. So even if you put it on a triple threat standpoint, and Cody pins The Rock and not Roman, you still have a story going.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have Cody versus Roman or you have Rock versus Roman, Rock loses, and then it's Cody versus Roman, and then you have the swerve of The Rock is actually the real head of the table, and Solo can't do shit. Jimmy can't do shit because he's the one really giving the direct order. You can do something like that as well and have Roman just lose.
But what if they're going with, let's say they like scratch all of that. What if they're doing this to say, like, all right, with Cody, what if Cody is not even going to be at WrestleMania at all? And
That's wild.
let's say
he gets banned by The Rock.
No. Hear me out. What if it's to say, all right, if whatever happens between Roman and Rock, whoever is the winner of this, what if they end up having Cody now and Axe? He's this rifle. He still earns a shot. They somehow find a way to make him have a shot, and he ends up having this title match at MSG.
I've seen talks about that because there is a MSG show coming up after the WrestleMania.
Because again, is that not
Poetic.
where Dusty? Is that not where Dusty had allegedly won the WWE title, but then it doesn't count? Who's to say like that's not a poetic way? Or don't try to push it. Or if they don't push it to SummerSlam, he doesn't win. He ends up winning it at SummerSlam. Who's to say?
I think
it's like you just don't know. You just don't. And I was like, you don't know. You want to see. You want to wait to see and find out. You want to find out by tomorrow, but you just don't know.
And that's what I was saying the whole time. Just take a fucking step back.
Yeah.
Yep.
People, fans, podcasters specifically, but tons of fans need to take a fucking step back. How about you close the curtain? How about you not try to take a peek in? Look, we all speculate. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Okay, the four of us do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is that you are not running shit.
Right.
Ooh, I can't wait to get this wrestling podcast group one. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Stop anticipating and start participating. Enjoy the content you get. Enjoy the content you're even putting out there. How about that one?
Mhm.
Either way, I think MSG is a amazing way for them to end the story. I think it makes a lot of sense when it comes to the Rhodes family history. More than likely, that will probably have to be a televised event, obviously, especially if Cody's going to go over.
Yeah, Raw or SmackDown.
No, it doesn't. But it doesn't have to be either. Remember, there are 4 specials that's coming to NBC. If that's a Saturday night main event, that is a beautiful way for him to win the title.
Right.
And it's going to be on Channel 4. That's the crazy thing.
So
that is nationally televised
on a show that his father was on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he wins the title.
Yep.
That his father just literally had in his hands and they just snatched it from him. It's an amazing story. It's a better story for him. It's a more satisfying story for him to win at MSG than it is for him to win WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? But he can't beat The Rock. He has to beat Roman. He has to beat Roman. The Rock cannot beat Roman and then have that, and then them, Cody do that whole promo about taking everything from Roman just for The Rock to beat him.
Right.
Nope. Can't happen.
But I also I will just interject. I do think that The Rock being the head of the table all along and stopping Solo and Jimmy from doing anything in that match, that most definitely has to happen before that match.
It's funny. I don't remember who I was speaking to about it, but somebody brought up a good idea, right? Hypothetically, what happens if they go through this story?
Mm-hmm.
Rock versus Roman. Let's say that is the match,
right?
Which is okay. Jay and Jimmy is coming, so Jay's on the side of the Rock, and then they sign Jacob. You have Jacob versus Solo. There is a million ways that they can twist this.
Mm-hmm.
I think, once again, when it comes down to it, you just have to have fun. Us as wrestling fans, we have to be fans. Fans first. Bookers, damn near never. But we have to be fans first. Tomorrow night is the press conference for WrestleMania 40. Be on the lookout at all of our social medias to see what our comments and things like that are or will be. Who knows? Maybe Friday or over the weekend or something, we can do something on Spaces, and be on the lookout for that. That will be coming soon. We will have that posted on our YouTube page. But yeah, man, thank you guys for rocking with us. We appreciate you so much. Gentlemen, let's do what we do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be real brief. You already know where to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Forever Thiefing. Again, thank you all for the y'all choosing to tune in and you not choosing to tune in. But I will make this very brief and quick. If you say y'all show love, be real when you showing love. Do not sit here. Do not say you showing love, and then motherfuckers come to find out you've been talking wild shit about motherfuckers behind their back. That is so fucking weird, especially in this motherfucking space. Don't sit here and tell me that y'all want unity. There's enough space for everybody to win, and the whole fucking time y'all sitting here trying to put people down. That shit is weird as fuck. That don't make no motherfucking sense. I told you I am 31. A lot of us here, we are in our 30s. Especially, I'll speak for this Four Corners commentary. We are all in our 30s. We are all grown. We are way too fucking old and way too fucking mature. Well, not old. We're just not in that space anymore to be on this high school mentality, high school drama. Don't nobody got time for that. If you say y'all don't fuck with motherfuckers, y'all fuck with motherfuckers. Just say you don't fuck with motherfuckers, and we just gonna be good. We ain't gotta address nothing more after that. But if you say you showing love, be there and show love. That's just all I got. I ain't got nothing more for that.
Well, you see all my information below down there, and I just want to end on this note. Trick Williams deserved to get his ass whipped.
You see?
Oh my God. We didn't even talk about that. I can't stand you.
Stab him. You stab, then you twist the knife.
Oh man. Well, it's me again, Stryker Dragoon. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all the same. At Stryker Dragoon, and YouTube is at StrykerDragoon 131. As of this week, I have been playing some PS Plus games. So Foam Stars is officially dropped. It is free on PS Plus. You also have 2 other games I don't remember right now. But right, Tekken 8 is absolutely fire. If you haven't checked it out, the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth demo also dropped yesterday. I was streaming it last night. Oh man, I cannot wait. It's gonna be too much emotion in this freaking game. For 2 discs, I'm not ready. I'm not ready at all.
I don't want to cry.
I was gonna buy Grand Blue. I was gonna buy Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna dedicate February to Tekken 8, which is an amazing fucking game. Story mode was amazing. Arcade quest mode is amazing. Arcade mode, everything's just fucking great for it. A1 fucking fighting game. Best fighting game so far of the new generation.
You and I probably need to do a space, well, not a space, do a stream for that shit. Like,
oh yeah,
the only ones that have so far.
Anytime, just let me know.
We should do more streams anyway.
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
of us.
Yeah,
I was gonna say something else. I totally forgot.
You doing another giveaway?
I mean, I'm not there at the goal. I'm starting to get more subs again.
I'm just teasing, bro.
But there is a game giveaway at 250. So once I get to 250 subs, there'll be another game giveaway.
Hey.
But definitely check whatever I got going on out. And I will see you next time.
And as always, K Marvel. You can follow me on Instagram, X, and TikTok at Mr. Marvel 87. Please follow A Different Angle, which is part of the mental health podcast that I and my partner Rodney Harris are a part of. You can check us out on 88 Pod 2023. That is on Instagram and Twitter, but also you can make sure not only to listen to the Four Corners of Commentary, but also 88 A Different Angle on the CBD network, multimedia network. You also have shows like Shaolin Soccer, the Aim High podcast, the Dre Lax podcast, Susio Boys, and Susio Sports, and more to come. So you can listen to us and our team on the CDB network on all of your favorite streaming platforms. Make sure to follow the Four Corners of Commentary on YouTube, like right now, at the Council of Commentary, X at CO Commentary, TikTok at Council of Commentary, and please make sure to go join our Facebook group, the Council of Commentary. You'll find us. We're there. We're around. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys. Please make sure to tune in. We might be doing some extra stuff. We might not, but we probably are because it's us. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking for QS, Stretch, and Stryker Dragoon, I am K Marvel. We are your Four Corners of Commentary. We appreciate y'all. Stay positive, and we out. Peace.
Got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got it. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough Cause time. I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the
PSA,
fight, yeah, I'm here to
PSA.